Good afternoon. My name is Dan Scripps, Chair of the Michigan Public Service Commission, and I call this meeting of the Commission to order on September 11, 2025 at 1 o'clock p.m. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Chair Scripps,
Present.
Commissioner Peritic,
Present.
Commissioner Myers.
Present.
Mr. Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Before we begin today, I want to note that today is September 11th, and with that, the anniversary of the attacks on the World Trade Center and the Pentagon, as well as the hijacking and crash of United Airlines Flight 93 in Pennsylvania, September 11th, 2001. One theme in the wake of those attacks was to never forget the lives lost or the heroism of the first responders. In that spirit of remembrance, I invite you to join me in a moment of silence to honor those lost 20. Today's meeting is being held in person at the Commission's office at 7109 West Saginaw Highway in Lansing, Michigan. We're also hosting this meeting remotely using Microsoft Teams. Telephone relay service is available through the. If you are participating via Microsoft Teams, you may also turn on the live captions by clicking on the More button at the top right of your Teams window, then clicking on Language and Speech from the drop-down menu, finally clicking on Turn on Live Captions. As indicated in the notice for today's meeting, if we lose the remote connection, the Commission will not recess, but the meeting will be recorded and available for future reference on the Commission's website. In addition, the Commissioners can receive comments via lara-mpsc-commissioners@michigan.gov. That's LARA-MPSC-commissioners@michigan.gov. Reference this email is also included in today's meeting. We'll have an opportunity for the public to make comments as provided in the agenda. A few notes about this. Comments are limited to 3 minutes and one per person. If you would like to make verbal comments, you must do so in person or remotely through the Microsoft Teams application or by calling into the meeting phone. Individuals attending in person and would like to make a verbal comment, please fill out a comment card, and those are available at the front table near the podium. For individuals participating remotely by Microsoft Teams and who want to make a verbal comment, you may click on the raise hand button at any time to be queued up for comment. Individuals participating remotely by phone and who want to make a verbal comment, you may press *5 at any time, queued up for comment. Note that public commenters on both Microsoft Teams and on the phone are added to the same speaker queue and will be called upon in the order that they enter the speaker queue. So please do not lower your hand or press *5 again, or you'll be and lose your place in line. Finally, to minimize disruptions, attendees participating by Microsoft Teams or by phone will be muted by the time we reach for comment. First order of business is approval of the agenda for today's.
The approval of the agenda for today's commission meeting.
I second the motion.
Is there any discussion? We'll now have a vote on the motion to approve today's agenda. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries by unanimous vote. The agenda is approved. Next item of business on the agenda is approval of the minutes from the August 21st, 2025 commission meeting.
I move for the approval of the minutes from the August 21st, 2025 commission meeting.
I second the motion.
Is there any discussion? Have a vote on the motion to approve the minutes from the August 21st, 2025 commission meeting. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries by unanimous vote, and the commission meeting minutes of August 25 are approved. Next item of business on the agenda is consideration of the amendment to the Commission's bylaws. Under Article 3, Section 2A of our bylaws, the Commission conducted an organizational meeting on August 21st, 2025. And at that meeting, a motion to amend the bylaws was moved and tabled for consideration. Under Article 4 of the bylaws, if an amendment to the bylaws is proposed, the amendment must lay on the table until the next regular meeting. Recognize, Commissioner.
Move to take from the table the motion to amend the commission's bylaws as proposed at the August 21st, 2025 commission meeting.
I second the motion.
We will now have a vote on the motion to take from the table the motion to amend the Commission's bylaws. In favor of the motion say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries by unanimous vote. The motion to take from the table the motion to amend the Commission's bylaws is approved. Is there any discussion regarding the proposed amendment to the bylaws as presented at the August 20th? Something we do as a regular cadence anytime we have a new commissioner. So excited to have you take care of this piece of business as well. And with that, we'll now have a vote on the motion to approve the proposed amendment to the bylaws. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries by unanimous vote. The proposed amendment to the bylaws is approved. The next item of business on the agenda is the approval of the orders and minute actions on the consent agenda. And today the commission is assisted by Staff Attorney Alyssa Day. And I recognize.
Good afternoon. Today's consent agenda consists of 3 communications matters, 2 electric matters, and 3 gas matters. Proposed orders and minute actions for these matters have been thoroughly vetted by the Commission's technical and legal staff and are ready for your approval.
Thank you, Ms. Day. I move for the approval of the orders and minute actions on the consent agenda.
I second the motion.
Is any discussion? Now have a vote on the motion to approve the orders and minute actions on the consent agenda. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries by unanimous vote. The orders and minute actions on the consent agenda are approved.
Item 5A1 is case numbers U21868 et al., which involve matters on the Commission's own motion to commence license revocation proceedings for the following providers of basic local exchange service: Comtech 21 LLC, Osiris Communications, Inc., Crystal Automation Systems, Inc., doing business as Casair, Inc., and MCC Telephony of the Midwest, LLC. The order before you revokes the licenses of the 4 providers.
Thank you, Ms. Day. I move for the approval of the order in case numbers U-21868 et al.
I second the motion.
Before we vote on this matter, I just want to thank our telecommunications staff for their diligence in overseeing our telecommunications statutory framework. The 4 providers at issue under this motion or in this order all appear not to be doing business in the state of Michigan, and in any event were unresponsive to the many efforts at communication that our staff has initiated over the past years. Under our framework, when providers are non-responsive and appear not to be doing business in Michigan or are otherwise in violation of the Commission's laws, it makes sense to formally revoke the licenses of those providers. And I again want to thank our staff for their attention to detail. Is there any additional discussion? Now have a vote on the motion to approve. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries by unanimous vote. The order in case number -218 et al. Is approved.
Item 5B1 is case number U20629, which involves the amendment of the rules governing the service quality and reliability standards for electric distribution systems. The order before you adopts a revised customer accommodation amount as required under those.
Thank you, Ms. Day. I move for the approval of the order in case number U-20629.
I second the motion.
Is there any discussion?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I'd just like to note that in the order before us, for the 3rd year in a row, it raises the bill credit for customers who experience long or repeated electric outages. Any customer that experiences a long outage or frequent power outages will now receive an automatic bill credit of $42 per day from their utility. Before 2023, customers were only eligible for a one-time credit of $25, and they had to proactively request that credit from their utility when they thought that they were owed it. After our updates to the service quality rules, that credit is now $42 for each day, and it's credited to the customer automatically. While this isn't always enough to cover all the costs that can be associated with a power outage, it does give the credit for the violation directly to the customers affected.
Thank you, Commissioner Parasick. And just maybe a few additional words. So the increase now to $42 per day is a 68% increase over the credits that were available to customers just 3 years ago prior to the updates to these rules. And as a result of this updated approach, last year utilities in Michigan paid out more than $8.9 million in outage credits to their customers. That's more than 7 times the $1.2 million customers received in 2022, the last year under the previous rules. And finally, unlike typical fines, the credits that are paid out under this framework are paid directly to those customers who are most directly affected by the outages. That helps ensures that individual customers are compensated when their utility fails to meet the expectations that are contained in rules. So I support this order and appreciate the effort that went in both to updating our service quality rules and as well as the ongoing work that has resulted in increasing benefits to utility customers as we focus on improving system reliability. Is there any final discussion? Now have a vote on the motion to approve the order, excuse me. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries by unanimous vote. The order in case number U-20629 is approved. I recognize Ms. Day.
Item 5B2 is case number U20757, which involves a matter on the Commission's own motion to review its response to COVID-19 and to provide guidance and direction moving forward. The order before you sets a deadline for comments to be filed on the commission staff's September 10th, 2025 Energy Affordability Report recommendations as described in this order.
I move for the approval of the order in case number U-20757.
I second the motion.
Is there any discussion?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I would just like to offer a very big thanks to our staff for their thoughtful recommendations and their thorough energy affordability report. In particular, Elena Braunschweig, Ann Armstrong, Mary Wilkins, and Jessanne Gonzalez Cruz, who wrote the bulk of this report. Also thanks to Dave Isaacson, Heather Durian, Amy Rittenhouse, Mike Byrne, and Bill Stosick for their careful review of the report. This is truly important work to address customers' shutoff protections and affordability and build on the continued work that the Energy Affordability and Accessibility Collaborative has done. The order before us asks for public comment on the staff's report and recommendations. Specifically, the staff has recommended that the most targeted and effective solution for advancing home energy security is a monthly subsidy tailored to household income and usage for income qualified customers. This order invites the public to engage with the staff's detailed analysis and recommendations. Comments are due by October 30th, and it's a long report, so I recommend starting your reading early. I would truly appreciate any and all people who have insight that they would like to share, and I look forward to reading the comments.
Thank you, Commissioner Peretick. Long report is maybe an understatement, more than 400 pages if you include the appendices, and really does provide a comprehensive look at the Commission's efforts over the last several years to take a holistic approach to energy affordability, particularly for those low income. Those recommendations really, I think, are driven by our approach and are based on the lessons learned from utility pilots, work group discussions, and other sources. So appreciate your comments and the. We'll now have a vote on the motion to approve the order. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries by a unanimous vote, and the order in case number U-20757 is approved. Recognize Ms. Day.
Item 5B3 is case number U-20889, which involves an application filed by Consumers Energy Company for a financing order approving the securitization of qualified costs. The order before you approves the routine true-up of the securitization charges.
I move for the approval of the order in case number U-20889.
I second the motion.
Is there any discussion? Have a vote on the motion to approve the order. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries by a unanimous vote. The order in case number U-20889 is approved.
Item 5B4 is case number U-21682, which involves an application filed by Indiana Michigan Power Company regarding its 2026 through 2029 Energy Waste Reduction Plan. The order before you grants the utility's motion to extend the filing date to October 1st, 2025.
I move for the approval of the order in case number U-21682.
I second the motion.
Is discussion? I'll have a vote on the motion to approve. Those in favor of the say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries by unanimous vote. The order in case number U-21682 is approved. Recognize Ms. Day.
Item 5B5 is case number U-21816, which involves an application by Consumers Energy Company requesting approval to amend the company's renewable energy plan. The order before you approves the renewable energy plan in part.
Thank you, Ms. Day. I move for the approval of the order in case number U-21816.
I second the motion.
Is there any discussion?
Yeah, thanks, Chair. Michigan's new clean energy laws, which were signed by Governor Whitmer in November of 2023, required updates to our Michigan Utilities Renewable Energy Plans. This case before us is Consumers Energy's updated plan to conform with that new law, requiring renewable energy standard of 50% by 2030 and 60% by 2035. Among many other things, this plan requires Consumers Energy to evaluate load growth scenarios, including energy storage and curtailment in its next integrated resource plan, and to speed up acquisition of new wind resources, including soliciting power purchase agreements for wind outside of Michigan. It also requires the company to implement a competitive bidding process for wind and energy storage resources, and to actively solicit third-party PPAs in its future requests for proposals. And importantly, in this order, the Commission also indicates that we intend to review the existing competitive procurement guidelines, which were established in 2021, in the near future, in part to address concerns about utilities market power raised by the Michigan Energy Innovation Business Council and Advanced Energy United in this case. I look forward to initiating this process and continuing to ensure that our utilities procurement processes are competitive and result in affordable outcomes for customers.
Commissioner Peritick, is there any additional discussion? We will now have a vote on the motion to approve the order. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries by a unanimous vote. The order in case number U-21816 is approved. Ms. Day.
Item 5C1 is case number U21847, which involves proposed amendments to the rules governing gas safety. Order before you approves the schedule for a public hearing and the receipt of written comments on the proposed amendments to the rule set.
I move for the approval of the order in case number U-21847.
I second the motion.
Is there any discussion?
Yeah, last one. Thank you, Chair. This order announces a public hearing on October 21st, where the commission will take comments on proposed changes to the Michigan rules governing gas safety standards. These changes will adopt current federal gas safety standards and raise the threshold at which gas operators must report incidents to the commission. So if this is a topic of interest to you, please plan on attending. Details for how to join the public hearing are included in docket number 21847.
Is there any additional discussion? Now have a vote on the motion to approve the order. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries by unanimous vote. The order in case number U-21847 is approved. Yes, Ms. Day.
Item 5C2 is case number U21961, which involves a matter on the commission's own motion for adjusting administrative fines under Public Act 165 of 1969 as amended for inflation. Before you adopts administrative fines adjusted for inflation pursuant to Public Act 165 of 1969, effective October 1st, 2025.
I move for the approval of the order in case number U-21961.
I second the motion.
Is there any discussion?
No, thank you, Chair.
We will now have a vote on the motion to approve the order. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries by unanimous vote. The order in case number U-21961 is approved. We've now reached the time reserved for members of the public to address the commission. As mentioned in the notice for today's meeting, we will take public comments in the following order. First from individuals attending in person, and then from individuals participating remotely, either through Microsoft Teams or the phone who have entered the speaker queue. As a reminder, this public comment period is for commissioners to listen to comments and concerns, not to answer specific questions. When providing comment, please indicate your name and where you live if you're willing to share that, so we have it for our records. And again, please limit comments to one per person and keep them brief, no longer than 3 minutes. I don't believe we have any cards that have been submitted. Is there anybody attending in person who would like to offer public? Okay, I will now go to the virtual options. I think we have Amy Reitz online. Reitz, we'd love to hear from you.
Hi, Commissioners. Thank you for having me. My name is Amy Reitz from Portage, Michigan. I'm here on behalf of my late sister, Amber Benedict. On the morning of April 3rd in the city of Southgate, unbeknownst to her and her husband, their home had been filling with gas. Not a small amount of gas, an extreme amount of gas. According to DTE Energy's own data from their own smart meters, the leak was coming in at over 250 cubic feet per hour. To put that number in perspective, the average home is around 9 cubic feet per hour. That usage was not usage, it was a bomb. DTE Energy recorded this atrocious amount of deadly gas flowing into their home at 12, at 1, at 2, at 3, at 4, and again at 5. At 5:34 a.m., my sister's home exploded, resulting in her death. For 5 hours, DTE's smart meter recorded this gas flowing into their home at catastrophic levels. They had the data, and they did nothing to prevent this. So I'm here today to ask a simple question. Was this preventable? DTE is a multi-billion-dollar utility company responsible for supplying homes with this flammable, deadly gas. They have smart meters, they collect real-time data, they detect the amount down to the hour, but the MPSC does not require them to monitor that data. They're not required to act when that indicates an imminent disaster. They're not required to send a warning. A $1.7 billion company that profited last year for that amount can track it down to the hour, can track the spike down to the hour. But they have not implemented a simple automatic alert or a shutoff when it becomes clear a home is filling with explosive gas. Why? They have the data, they have the technology, they have the money. What are they missing? They're missing the regulation. They're missing humanity. I'd also like to point out that there is a bus stop on the corner of her home. Had this explosion happened just an hour later, this could have been a horrible mass casualty disaster. This is more than a personal loss. This is a public safety emergency, an issue that requires attention and systematic review. So I'm asking, please do not leave your family's safety in the hands of DTE, in the commissioners. Demand change now, demand regulation, because no one should die due to this negligence and that greed. A simple automated message, a trigger to shut off this dangerous amount of gas could have saved Amber's life. So please make the simple change that can have a massive impact. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Reeds. I appreciate you bringing this to our attention, and I was taking notes. I know my colleagues were listening as well, and I appreciate a clear cause for change, and appreciate you sharing the story of your sister with us. Don't believe we have additional hands raised for public comment. So at this point, we'll conclude the public comment period of today's meeting. Please do note, however, that the public may continue to submit comments via email at lara-mpsc-commissioners@michigan.gov. Again, that's LARA-MPSC-commissioners@michigan.gov. And that email address is also included in the notice for today's meeting. Before we conclude, I have a couple of announcements today. Either of you, okay. So first, I want to thank all of those who joined us on Tuesday evening in Grand Rapids for our public hearing on the planning parameters to govern future utility integrated resource plans. We had a nice turnout, and I was particularly impressed with the quality of the comments we heard, comments that will undoubtedly improve the final version of these planning parameters. This is an important, if wonky, topic, as these guidelines establish what Michigan electric utilities must consider in their required long-term modeling of future electricity demand, and essentially a roadmap for ensuring they'll have enough electricity over a period of up to 20 years to meet residential and business customer demand while meeting clean energy standards that are found in state law. If you missed Tuesday's meeting, there's still a chance to have your say. We're having a second public hearing on the topic on October 27 at Oakland Community College's Auburn Hills campus. That'll be in Building 7, Room 123 at 2900 Featherstone Road. And that hearing on October 27th runs from 6 to 7:30 p.m. And all of this information is also available on our website. So don't expect that you are all taking notes on Building 7, Room 123, but it's there on the website. And interested persons may also file written or electronic comments on these issues by 5 p.m. On October 31st, 2025, with reply comments due on November 4th. Second, as we do every September, this September we are celebrating Lifeline Awareness Week. In fact, we're celebrating it this week. And I want to mark this week by urging eligible Michiganders to take advantage of the Lifeline telephone and broadband program. Lifeline is both a state and federal program that provides financial support for voice or broadband service to income-qualified veterans, seniors, and more. National Association of Regulatory Utility Commissioners has designated this week, September 8th through 14th, as Lifeline Awareness Week to highlight these Lifeline programs. While access to telephone and broadband service are a vital component of everyday life, each of these services can be out of reach for people with limited incomes. Dozens of Michigan telecommunications providers participate in the Lifeline program, under which income-eligible people under age 65 get a minimum discount on their bill of $8.25, and those age 65 and older receive a minimum discount of $12.35. And in 2025, nearly 300,000 Michiganders are Lifeline subscribers, and that's according to the Universal Service Administrative Corporation. Third, I want to express my concern today with the alarming growth in political violence that has dominated recent headlines, including yesterday's assassination of Charlie Kirk in Utah, and that followed the killing in June of former Minnesota House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband. And we've also seen too many other acts of political violence in recent months. My sincere hope is that we use today, this anniversary of September 11th, to recall and renew the shared sense of purpose, spirit of unity that drew so many of us together in the days and months that followed September 11th, 2001, and certainly to condemn and put an end to this growth in violence. And then finally, the regular commission meeting scheduled for September 26th, 2025 is being rescheduled to Tuesday, September 30th at 11 o'clock a.m. And in addition, the regular commission meeting that was scheduled for December 3rd, 2025 is being rescheduled to Friday, December 5th, 2025, and that will be at 1 o'clock p.m. Revised regular commission meeting schedule will be posted to the commission's website and distributed shortly after today's meeting. But note those changes, including for our next meeting, which instead of September 26th will take place on September 30th. And with that, we'll conclude today's meeting. Again, the next regular commission meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, September 30th, 2025 at 11 o'clock a.m. There a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn today's meeting.
I second the motion.
We will now have a vote on the motion to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries by a unanimous vote. The meeting is adjourned. Thanks, everybody.